It's going to be 1-1 right now, 6 minutes left.
All right, let's check out the breakout here from that last point. You're looking, that's Rhythm.
Having 3 guns up instead of the 5 because they wanted their corner guys to make it out there, and they had him just dig out there.
Yeah, and then on the opposite side
is Boom.
Yeah, Boom trying to make it out. Look at that, diving in. Nice early slide, though. See that perfectly
timed. Same thing
timed.
you see on your top part of your screen. The guy sneaks into that first Dorito.
But it wasn't
or
enough.
Second Dorito.
Ended up getting taken out anyway. And here you're watching at the end, that little aggressive bunkering move there at the end, and a little bit argument from the referee, or with the referee, but he ended up trading out with them. So we got ourselves a tie match. Both teams look pretty good, man. At first I thought Rhythm looked substantially better than Boom, but then Boom comes back and
answers. But I still see lack of communication on both teams. They're mainly just listening one guy for the coach, and then they're not relaying that information in, and they're just playing with that information, but they're not helping out their teammates.
Yeah,
that's such a flaw, because communication, like I said yesterday, and I'll say it forever, paintball, the most important thing is communication.
Yeah, and if you're down there, and again, and we said this yesterday, communication is as much about listening as it is about talking.
Yeah.
You have to be listening and picking up that information. And I think you made a good point that when you're in your bunker, talk to your guys. Don't just look at your coach and say, tell me what to do, please. No, you need to talk to your teammates. You saw that in the Dynasty game. Dynasty, Oliver and Alex have been playing together forever. We're speaking to each other. They're yelling back and forth about what needs to be done, who's shooting where. It's not just about what's the count and how many bodies we have left and how many they have left.
Yeah,
that's the basics. Absolutely, that's what you want to get out there.
It with Oliver, he's getting pinched in, but he's still talking. He's still helping out his team. He's communicating, even though he can't shoot anywhere because he's getting pinched. He's talking. And right now, you're looking at.
That's Boom.
Rhythm on the left.
Rhythm is on your screen right now, and that is their crossfield spread, as they have 5 alive, and they're all gunned up, so that's good. And they're in some spots where they can make some moves. I would like to see the stand-up can, though. That's the stand-up temple. The stand-up can right next to him. He's shooting inside towards the other snake, and I really would like him. Okay, now he's going to get around.
That's not what that spot is for.
Yeah,
this spot is for gunned up, controlling this wire, and trying to make that move to be the front guy on the side of the field.
Exactly. So move made by Rhythm to get into Snake 1 on the pit snake side.
Unless they're just playing the lockout, and that's not the way to play. We just talked about that.
Yes.
You can't play on your heels and let the other guys be the aggressors. You will lose.
Yeah, do not react.
For the most part.
You act, they react, not the opposite way around. And we have a little bit of a slower point right now, which is what we've been seeing. But both these teams in really good field position. I do like the fact that Rhythm was able to get to that snake, the first part of the snake over there on the pit snake side. Oh, now he makes that move.
He did, but he got a huge core sample.
Yeah. 5 alive for Rhythm and 5 alive for Boom. Actually, it might be 4 alive for Boom. And now Boom making a move into Snake 1.
And he gets shot.
Oh, so 3 players left alive now for Boom. Yeah, it was 4. So you're looking at a 3-on-5 situation, and the Rhythm again in numerical superiority, and let's see what they can do with it, though. Now, see, this is when you got to talk.
Yep.
See, look at these guys. They're in their spots. They're not talking to each other. You need to talk back and forth. Okay, now I can hear the coach yelling.
The coach is yelling, but that's not talking. It's like what we just said.
Yeah, but
they're not listening.
But it starts if the coach yells, then that should cascade across the field.
Yeah, but
that information should get across the field all the way to the snake eye, so everyone knows the count. And then that way, if you know you're looking at 3 bodies, Nikki, and you have 5, what are you guys going to be doing?
Oh, we're going to be
putting dudes in and making moves, right?
Exactly. Find out who has the ball, so to speak.
Yes, exactly.
When, you have the opening because no one's shooting at you.
Yep.
Because only 3 guys against 5. 3 guys can only shoot at 3 guys. They can't shoot at all 5.
Yep.
But as you've seen right there, you're seeing the guy on your screen right here. He was the only one trying to relay that information in from his coach, but then it was at a dead stop in the center of the field where it's most important to relay it across to the pit side.
Yes.
And it starts with the guys in the center because the guy on the tape is relaying it.
Yeah.
So now the center guy has to turn his head and call out the name of the player. Call by name. If I'm playing with Matt, I'm going to say, yo, Matty, they're here, here, and here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make sure that I get a confirmation. I'm not just going to speak forward.
Yes.
I'm going to turn. I'm going to look to you.
Yeah.
We're going to have a conversation real quick.
Yes, exactly. All right, and let's check out these breakouts. I got something to add to that, too, which I know you're going to love because I remember you just did this not too long ago. Look at the breakout here, and that is Rhythm on their way out to their spots, and, they did a really good job. Look at that. A lot of guns up, and they're able to get in there and live. Now, on the flip side,
I think they're in the rhythm.
They are. Oh, you're so punny. Yeah, so look at this. Able to get out alive, but they just lose bodies, man. They lost too many bodies, and I think that this is a really close match, and what Rhythm is doing is they're because it is a slow game, because it's a really slow game, they're definitely making sure they're trying to do that, They're trying to. They're keeping the slow pace of the game, but dominating that slow pace.
Hey, and maybe that's their game. Maybe that's their style. And if it is, that's kind of like Tampa Bay Damage.
Yes,
Tampa Bay Damage. They're very slow, methodical players. They're the old Strange. If you guys in the paintball world know who that was, that is who Tampa Bay Damage is now. But they had a very slow, methodical game plan. They waited. They did the opposite of what I like and what you like. Is they like to do the reaction. They don't like to make the first move. Yeah,
they have some players on the teams, though, that it's interesting. They have a mixture of styles. But I was thinking, Nikki, I was going to ask you before, as the timeout's called perfect, and we'll have time to talk about this. But, it's like, let's say this. We're in a practice together, right? I'm a young and up-and-coming guy, and I don't communicate very well, okay? So I'm not communicating very well. We're in a practice, and you're like, you're screaming at me to listen, right? So you yell at me once. I should be able to hear you. Your voice, you got a booming voice. You can talk from far away and let people hear, right? So if I'm not listening to you after the first or second, or after like the second or third time that you scream at me, what would you do to me?
I would shoot you.
Exactly. That's exactly. And that's what you do that in practice. If guys aren't communicating, hey man, pain makes you learn.
Yep.
Pain makes you learn, and that's what practice is for.
First I would shoot the bunker, and then if you still didn't realize it, then I would probably
just wanted to say hello.
Yeah, but in a good spot. Probably not your pack. Probably like a little love spot.
Yeah,
make you twinge.
It's good because then I'll be like, and I try and be like. Because this has happened to me before. When I was young, coming up, that's how it worked, man. I've been shot in the back by Rich Telfer before because I wasn't listening to what he was saying, and I should have heard. So, and we would do that all the time to guys coming up. But that's how. So you guys are out there, do that at your practice, man. If somebody's not listening to you, shoot them in the back. It's practice. Don't let him come out for that. Just play the game. But that's so he'll remember. Oh God, wow, you got me in the rib. What? You weren't listening to me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
I will
shoot me
listen.
again if I don't do that.
Yeah, that is definitely a good way to get that going. I'm going to start that up again.
Didn't you roast down
Chuck?
Yeah.
Well, that was the last event, and Chuck Schwartz didn't know that he was hit, and I didn't want a penalty to be assessed.
Weren't you screaming at him? But
I was screaming at him, get off field, get off field, get off field, and finally I probably let him have like 10.
Yeah, somebody told me that story.
Yeah, everyone was like, why'd you just shoot your teammate? I was like, well,
it needed to be done.
It needed to be done.
All right, here we are on the break. That's Boom on the run out, through the rain, up all the way to the center. Move. That was great, man. Great job, and he made it. No one that's made that move today has got shot off the break.
Like we were talking about yesterday, I said it's probably one of the easiest moves to make, especially if you're a fast, small guy. And right now he cuts down this whole show side of the field. He's in prime time position. What Rhythm needs to do now is come up and bunker this guy out, clear him out. They got the bodies, use the back center guy. They've shot guys off the break, and they have the opening. But
he finally gets taken out, though. I think that was from the stand-up inside.
Yep. And that's who he's supposed to be shooting.
Well, it was a great move to start out, but you got to make something happen with that. And now, again, 2-1 game with under 3 minutes to play, and Rhythm gets a penalty.
Oh, man.
So Rhythm just shooting themselves in the foot there.
So it's 3-on-3.
They were looking like they were going to win this one, or at least have the bodies to start really making this game go even slower and really force Boom to come into them. So we're going to see here, though, what they can do as Rhythm is taking a really, they're getting in really good spots. And gun up. They just need to, the time is starting to tick off. Looking at 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Oh, look at that big move.
Big move.
Big move down the tape, and it looks like it might have been a trade out. The refs are going to sort out the bodies.
Oh, they're wiping him off.
No, they left him in.
Left him in. Maybe he missed him.
That's huge for Boom, Nikki. Huge.
That is it. He needs to capitalize on this right now.
Well, let's see if he can. Again, time is just coming off the clock. Minute and 55 seconds. And here comes Boom now, moving up in the center.
Smart move. He knows that he has the ball. No one's shooting at him. Now this guy's just hiding. He's getting in the worst possible spot right now.
This is tough, though, man, because you don't want to just take time off the clock.
No.
You need to kill some people, because the thing is that if they score a point, it's not like they have a big lead.
I mean, I might blow it right now to save the 130. You know, you want to be able to come back and have enough time for the next point, and these points have been really long.
Look at this. Oh, Rhythm getting into that next spot, and now he's forced to deal with them. That's going to let that guy in that stand-up have a little bit of breath. Oh, no.
Murked him down, took him out. He was being lazy, forgot about the guy on his own tape that he was just fighting with the whole time.
So it's just, I don't know how many bodies left for Rhythm. It looks like one left in that center, and he gets taken out. So look at this. Boom is going to tie it up here with under a minute.
And they need to run it in so
they need to run it in so they have enough time, or they could just kind of slow walk it through.
I mean, I want to play this point. I don't know why teams have been doing this.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's in his hand.
Yeah, I don't know why they've been doing this either. To me, that's like the coward's way out, you know? They have a situation where, you know, it's like, hey, let me win the game. You know, put me in a spot where I got a chance to win the game. So right now, here we have, this is the scene. It's looking like, yeah, so they're just going to sit there, and neither one's going to concede the point. And you have a situation where what's going to happen is all this time's going to come off the clock, so we're going to head to yet another overtime point. And it's going to be 2-2 with Rhythm and Boom tied. I just love those names together. As the rain starts to pick up. So the story of this game, in the lowest scoring affair that we've seen so far, the score is going to be 2-2. Rhythm 2, Boom 2, with 9 seconds left to go. And so with 9 seconds, Nikki, I don't know, break down a little bit. What do you think?